So the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech, or giving a speech that is a story. And a note for the evaluator: the member completing this project is focusing on using stories in a speech, or creating a speech that is a story. So the member may use any type of story, personal, well-known fiction, or one of his or own creation, and listen for a well-organized speech that is a story or includes a story. And that's it.
Thank you for giving me the floor, Mr. Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, greetings. The title of my speech is, I'm good, I assure you, and I'll assure you why. Truth is stranger than fiction. Raise your hands if you think Keats wrote that. No takers? Okay. Raise your hands if you think Mark Twain wrote that. Okay, 1, 2. Truth is stranger than fiction because we don't meet it as often. Keats, Mark Twain. Okay, Mark Twain. That famous adage was in fact coined by Mark Twain in his travelogue Following the Equator. In general, if you slow down, take a pause, and examine all the facts, you'll notice that there's another side to every coin. But what would you do if that coin is your quickly growing teenager who's attending college, but in a party school? Raise your hands if you enjoy pulling pranks. Okay. Keep your hands raised if you've ever pulled a prank on loved ones or your parents to prove a moot point. Okay, I count 2, that's 50%. I'm going to enjoy this as we journey back 17 years to a fine fall day in Athens, Georgia. For context, I was a sophomore, I was a decent student, and I didn't have a girlfriend. Whenever somebody asked me if you have a girlfriend, they got a standard response, almost. And almost made sense because technically I wasn't far off. The student ratio for females to males at the University of Georgia at the time was 3 to 1. That's right, the odds were stacked in my favor. And I was aware of it, but I was also aware of the power of a bigger variable, my mother. So in my freshman year, I had an antique cell phone that I didn't answer one day, and my mother drove from Windward Parkway all the way to Athens in about an hour, the journey that takes about an hour and a half. She was very concerned, so she walked up to the dorm entrance when I was hanging out with my friends, she almost snuck up on me. She went, "Kireet, you didn't answer your phone. Are you okay? Was everything fine?" And that's the first time I turned into an icicle. I didn't know what to say. I was just staring out at my feet, but I mumbled, "No, I'm good." But it was also the last time I didn't answer a phone. So fast forward to the next year, I was a sophomore, and I was returning from my biochem lab doing some research. It was a fine fall day, fall afternoon, and I cut across the Myers Quad, and I saw about 50 girls just sunbathing in their bikinis. And I reminded myself, 3 to 1, almost got a girlfriend, almost. And in my excitement, I did something we all are guilty of. I forgot that my parents were going to visit me. So I waltzed up the stairs, and there they were. My mom was staring down, and she goes, "Do you know any of these girls?" I went, "No, ma'am. I know them." That's when 3 of my female friends got up from their bathing session, and they said, "Hey, Kay, we'll see you at dinner." Yet again, I became an icicle. My mom looks at me through knitted brows, and she goes, "Which one of them is your girlfriend?" I do the best I can, and I tell her, "No, ma'am, I'm good." See, it wasn't that my parents didn't trust me. They trusted me. They just wanted me to be focused stay out of trouble and focus on my education. But after a few more incidents transpired that year that were similar, I made up my mind. I wanted to prove to them that I was committed, but also wanted to take it to the next level via an epic prank with important takeaways. Takeaways like, you can trust your son, he's busy, he's doing martial arts, he doesn't have time for anything else. So I instilled the help of my good friend Tiffany. She wrote me a fake love letter, added a dash of her perfume, sealed the envelope shut, and left a lipstick kiss mark on it before mailing it out to my home address. And one of my best friends and college roommates, he called my home and griped to my mom, "Miss Kokala, you are at a high risk of losing your son to some random girl. And some other girl keeps returning the shirts every day. What's going on?" So my mother calls me the next morning, and I let my good friend Stephanie answer the phone. Just imagine, my mom is freaking out because her son is always responsible, never lets anybody answer the phone. And there's a sensuous girl asking her what she can do. So anyway, she freaks out and she asks me, "What's going on? Is everything okay?" And I really want to tell her I'm dating, I'm fine, but I just mumble, "No, Mom, I'm good." That evening, 10 of my female friends, my roommate and I, we call home. And then my roommate tells my mom, "Kireet's not back to the dorm yet." So my mom freaks out again. Conspiracy theories start flying. She goes, "I know, you have 2 girlfriends, not 1. And then I hear my dad immediately step in. "Oh, come on, this is Kireet. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He's too busy. He's got no time." And then we all yelled, "Surprise!" We didn't hear anything. So after about 30 seconds, a lot of back and forth denials, my friend starts inching out. And my mom finally goes, "Son, why didn't you just tell us that you didn't have a girlfriend?" And I said, "Mom, I'm good. I assure you." So in closing, I encourage all of you to communicate effectively, and when you say that you're good, mean it. But also realize that sometimes people need to be assured. Good luck with your mission. Thank you.